And where you came from and
Yeah.
what was your background? What made you to come to Australia?
Yes. So originally from industrial town of Ludhiana,
Okay.
where you have the foundations of Hero cycles, Hero Honda. They originally the family Munjal family comes from there.
Okay.
Oswald Mills, the Oswald family comes from Ludhiana, at a village just very close to my mother's village.
Okay.
And also it is known for motor parts and a lot of other industries. So I come from farmers background. My parents, both parents are from Jat Sikh family. My father's father was a farmer. My father also did farming, but then he joined police at the age of 19. And my mother was both sides, despite humble backgrounds, both sides had educated, very, very educated. Father's father, mother's father, and my mother's grandfather, and her aunties, they were all educated, and one of them was even nurse.
Okay.
So you can see in 1940s and 50s having a nurse in family, and then doctors. So although economically not very strong, but in terms of education, very, very strong. Women equality, issues of social justice were very, very big in our family. Politically very aware, not very active, but very, very aware as to what governments should be doing and what policies are good. So I grew up in that environment. And then I was always busy in studies because, as you know, I wanted to come on top. And then for that, there was a lot of hard work. When I finished my bachelor's in India, masters is always, everyone wants you to do masters. So I went for masters, and after masters, I got a job as a lecturer in a local college in Ludhiana.
Okay.
And then Australia opened up its immigration. And that stage, 1 year, if you study 1 year in Australia, you will get automatically PR. So I came in that period, but then
2000 or something?
2005. I started planning in 2004 beginning.
Okay.
But I came in 2005 and in February. On 14th February I came, which is my birthday as well. So a number of important things in my life have happened around special days. I don't know whether it's a coincidence. On my birthday or some special occasions such as Diwali or Kartik Purnima, it's quite surprising that number of very, very important steps coincided with some very important days. So I find it very astonishing. So I came on my birthday after finishing 25 years in India, exactly. And so from there on, I studied at RMIT, and RMIT, I finished 2 years at RMIT at the end of 2006. Well, when you say university education 2 years, it's not 2 years. It's each semester is 12 weeks.
Okay.
So 12 weeks first year and 12 weeks again, and then in the fourth semester, in October, university completes. So I got my grades, and then in within 2 weeks, I got my first job.
After coming here?
Not after finishing my degree.
Studies, yeah.
Studies. But while I was studying, I did not do a lot of work. I did jobs in a chocolate factory, packing. I did work as pizza delivery in the evenings because my father said, and I knew that as well, because all my education career, I knew that education gives you the strength that no one can take away. And in our culture, Indian culture, we have seen examples of education transforming human life, and my father knew that as well, and my mother knew that as well. So I knew that if I have to go to Australia, I cannot work many hours and earn my fees and still try to balance studies.
Yeah.
So my father said, we'll take loan. So we took loan for my fees. It was $32,000 in 2005, quite high, because each year, $34,000. Each year the fees was $8,500. Each semester fees was $8,500. So we paid that from bank loan. On top of that, my father withdrew money from his provident fund.
Okay.
So he would send me some money every now and then for daily expenses or living expenses. But I did some work. But during my studies, I think the question was, what did I do any job? I rarely worked. But when I finished at the end of 2006, October, you want to have some free time after such a hard, and I was thinking this is my last degree.
Okay.
I will not go back to university again because that was my 4th university degree.
Okay.
So a couple of weeks just relaxing at home, doing nothing. But then one of my friends, he was working at one of the call centers, and he said, "Oh, there's a position, you should apply." So I just applied, and I got the job. But I think I was not made for call center jobs, and I didn't like it a lot because customers were, you had to be overly polite with even bad customers, and I found it very difficult to be, because I'm a very straightforward person, and if you're nice with me, I will deal with you. If you are being unreasonable, I decide not to deal with you. Yeah. But in such job, you don't have that option.
Yeah.
And so I was looking for other opportunities. So in November, December, January. So in January, one of my former friends from India, and he was a lecturer in India, senior than me. He had moved to Australia, and he got job at a full-time permanent job at Central Queensland University. It's the university where a large number of Indian accounting students came because accounting was in PR list.
Okay.
So I called him, I said, "Oh, if there's any job," and he said, "Yes, there is a job." One of our lecturers had left, and it was a casual sessional work, and we desperately need someone because our classes have already started. So when classes have already started and your lecturer leaves in the middle, it is very difficult basically because you can't postpone a class.
Yeah.
In the universities. Yeah. Unlike, and in the universities, if you're not there, no one else can do your job. Yeah. So it's a very, very difficult work environment that you have to have a lecturer. Yeah. Unlike any other meeting, we can postpone. So I went for interview and I was given a class. And I was 26 at that age, and when I went to the class, I had students over almost 26, 25. So first, students did not understand that I was teacher. So they did not stop talking. And I said, "Oh, I'm your teacher." They thought it's a student is just making joke.
They just feel like, it's another student coming in.
Yes, and because it was predominantly Indian students, so they thought I'm just joking, and there were naughty boys in the class as well. So, but then I started teaching, and then they all calmed down. And I am still in touch with some of those students. Those students are now, settled in Australia, and they still look back at that time when I went to the class first day, and they thought I was a student who was just pretending to be a lecturer. So I started there, Central Queensland University, sessional job, casual job. They gave me only 3 hours. But university teaching is highly paid. It is because in class 1 hour, it also has outside class reading, marking, and a lot of other workload. So 3 hours, and then I continued working at the call center. But then what happened? Number of students went to their senior teachers and the center head, who was an Indian woman, and told her that we want Jasvinder in other classes as well. Because of my subject knowledge, they could relate to me as well. And then she called me and said, "Oh, what have you told them? They all want you in this class and that class. I can't give you all the classes. How many hours you can teach?" I said, "Oh, whatever you want to give me." And she said, "Can you teach this subject, that subject?" I said, "Yes, I have knowledge of it." And she said, "How can you teach all those subjects?" I said, "I have, test me." So and she started laughing, and then she gave me about 18 hours of teaching. That was
continuous?
No, it's not continuous.
It's in a week or so.
We usually have 2 hours classes.
Oh, okay.
A 2 hours class, so it was 9 classes.
Okay.
Well, 9 classes, that was straight away for a student who just came out of student life. Straight away 18 hours of class was $3,000 a week income.
That's good.
It is so highly paid.
Motivated.
So I thought, let's become a lecturer. And then I left the call center job straight away. And from there on, I haven't seen any obstacles at all until today. I worked 6 months as casual, because the problem with the casual job is you can make $3,000 a week when university is on, but university is on only for 24 weeks in a year. And the rest of the time it's semester break.
It's more than that.
Yeah, so after the second semester, I had a semester break, second semester break, 4 months. And that stage, obviously, if you are not working, how will you meet your expenses? So I applied for a job and I went to India because Diwali. It was second Diwali because you always want to go back. First Diwali I missed was when I was studying in 2005. In 2006, I thought let's after 2 years, let's go to Diwali. And I applied for a job and I got a call, interview call 2 days before Diwali.
Okay.
And I bought my ticket.
Your
and on the
auspicious day.
Yes, on the day of Diwali, I left India again. Another special day. And I got here and I went to job interview at the end of 2007. I was teaching already from 2006, but that was all sessional.
Yeah.
And I have never been late to anything. And on that day, my alarm didn't ring because instead of 6 a.m., I put up 6 p.m. alarm.
Okay.
So at 8:30, I woke up and the interview was at 9
Oh.
in Ballarat, 1 hour drive from Melbourne. So I found it again very strong. I thought I'm not going to get this job. So anyway, I called the school and said, I am late. And the whole interview panel kept waiting for me 1 hour.
1 hour.
1 hour. In 2007. So I thought I'm not going to get this job. But I went there. They knew I was under stress. So they, instead of asking me questions about teaching, and I think they started asking me questions, how is weather, did you enjoy the drive? So they kept me...
They tried to make you cool.
Yes. Fortunately, because I had taught sessional as a sessional at other universities, and some of these people knew me.
Good.
So anyway, we did the interview early November. November passed on, December passed on. I didn't get any information, and I was not working. And you can imagine, when you're not working, you don't have an income. I didn't want to. Some people said, oh, come drive taxi, do this. I said, no, I'm not going to do anything that basically puts my possibility of future career at risk. My father said, we'll send you some more money. At the end of the day, stay home, eat at home. It's not a big expense. But on 24th December, a day before Christmas, as I said, there are a number of things happened in my life right around some special days. I got a call in the evening and I was offered a job, a full-time permanent job, and I worked for 3 years at University of Ballarat. And when I started working in January 2008, straightaway they made me in charge of a subject, 2 subjects. And those subjects were taught at 7 different locations. So it was a very senior role and I was quite inexperienced, but there were a number of senior professors there. They helped me. So 2007, 8, 9, I worked there, and 10. And at the end of 2010, I came to RMIT and worked there for 6 years. And I've now gone back to University of Ballarat because I liked there more than RMIT. Now I have been working there for 2 years. So overall, it's 12 years of teaching.